Sir Norman Chester, whose report on the future structure of football will be published in the new year, is here to see how the new Wolves are facing their problems. With little cash to buy players, youth is one answer. And 19-year-old Dale Rudge is the latest teenager to make a breakthrough. Rudge, a midfield player who lives just along the road from Molineux, is the fifth youngster to make his debut for the club this season. He replaces the injured Ian Cartwright as Wolves make their first change for 3 matches. They're third in the table, 6 points behind the leaders, today's opponents Queen's Park Rangers, so this is a match of vital importance, especially for the Wolves goalkeeper, John Burridge, who spent 2 years with Rangers, playing around 50 games in the first team. It was almost a year ago that Burridge lost his place to Peter Hucker, who's now firmly established in this unchanged Rangers lineup. Hucker and his teammates have kept the clean sheet in 6 of their last 8 matches, with Bob Hazel at centre-half having made the opposite journey to Burridge, moving from Wolves to Rangers over 3 years ago. The referee, Arthur Robinson of Radcliffe in Lancashire, and it's Wolves who get us underway, attacking from left to right, Rangers in the blue and white hoops. The pitch, as you can see, quite clearly covered in snow, or at least one half of it is anyway, but the surface underneath that is quite soft. Wolves, the top home scorers in the second division. Rangers have the best away record, so something's got to give, really, in what's the top match of the season so far in Division 2. And there's an early touch for young Dale Rudge, the debutant. The ball swung in towards Gray, met first by Hazel. This is Allen. And feeding Neil on the right. Gregory letting it through, but Pender covering well. On by Eames, good ball. This is Clark. Hazel stood his ground well. And then Clark forced him into the error. Dodd. Palmer. Wide for Hibbett. Good run this. Rudge. The layoff to Gray. Dangerous looking cross, deflected for a corner. Short for Gray. Back out again to Hibbett. Looks good. And it's actually stayed in on the far side. Hibbett's cross from the left, pushed outwards by Hucker, and actually stayed in play. That's how close that was. Offside meantime given. Peter Hucker, who's conceded only 5 goals in 9 away games for Rangers this season, showing good anticipation then as that cross came over. Roda. Allen calling for it on the far wing and gets it. Pender to Clark. Palmer. Clark's back header falling for Rudge. Good skill by Gregory, fine ball, and a tackle that perhaps owed more to the conditions than anything else then. Oh, and Seeley's got in round the blind side. Can he finish? And it wouldn't sit down, really, for Gregory. Well, the player's attention distracted momentarily as Palmer tackled Micklewhite on the halfway line. And when the ball was floated in, Seeley got in behind the defender, but the shot was charged away, and Gregory couldn't reach the rebound. So Rangers corner, and Hazel is forward. Stainrod. Turned back in by Roda, but the referee, who was right on the spot, said the ball had already crossed the line. Goal kick. Gray won it well. Good football by Roda. Such a neat player. Stainrod will get it back and try and torment Humphrey again. Knocked back in for Micklewhite, and Neil supporting him. Micklewhite again, good turn. Well, he went down, and the Rangers players claimed he was charged down, but Micklewhite seemed to be off balance even when that ball came through to him. And I think that was good decision by referee Arthur Robinson to say no free kick, no penalty. Hazel tried the 1-2 with Allen, but Palmer was the man who cleared. Neil, difficult position for him here, and indeed he has given it away to Hibbett. Matthews on. Wolves players, I think, thought they were offside then. That could be a mistake. Clark onto it quickly. Good goalkeeping by Hucker. Back it comes from Matthews, and Eaves was unable to apply the touch. It's still in play. Eaves so close to a header then, and Clark before him close to a goal too, as that dangerous clearance put Wolves into a position of danger. Stainrod at the other end, pumping it straight against Humphrey. Helped out by Dodd. On to Gray. Oh, Rudge. Well, he was unlucky then because the ball reared up in front of him, and he just got the merest of touches. The end of a disappointing first half. Shapeless, really. Two teams who seem more intent on not losing than in going out and trying to win. Well, a hot cup of tea on a cold day, but I'm sure he'd be rather more pleased to see a Wolves goal. So Rangers start the second half. It was indifferent away form, which undermined Rangers' bid for promotion last season. They're playing much tighter these days, even though that Dale Rudd shot tested their defence. And Wolves found in the first half that the new-look Rangers can be a very frustrating proposition. Good flick on by Gregory. Here's Palmer, and he had to be accurate to the inch then. Gregory beat Clark, but Eaves gets to the dropping ball first. Eaves, Dawes right behind him, and won the ball, but it's a Wolves throw. Clark, a good return ball, and in it comes to Hibbett. What a fine effort that was by Kenny Hibbett. The ball dropped to him. He knew he had an instant to make up his mind. He hit it on the volley, and Hucker got down to make a fine fingertip save, just as it seemed to be sneaking in. So that's livened up the crowd, and Hibbett will take the corner himself. Pender came in. Turned back by Rudge. An almighty scramble. Hazel's in there somewhere, and he poked the boot out. And that's a corner. So Wolves have started the second half as though their manager Graham Hawkins gave them a roasting during the interval. Oh, Pender nearly got the shot in too. Rudge has turned it back out. Dodd! Well, Alan Dodd close to his second goal since joining Wolves from Stoke City last month. An animated Wolves bench, Jim Barron nearest to us. Humphrey down the line, Clark will chase it. Roeder intercepts. And already the crowd sensing that there's more purpose about Wolves in this second period. Micklewhite's clearance. Hibbett won it back well. Palmer. Matthews called for the first time ball. Dawes clearance. But here's Humphrey. Went alone. Oh, and the loan was enough. So Wolves have tried so hard to work the ball into a goal-scoring opening, and in the end it was a moment of magic from John Humphrey, from a situation that didn't seem to threaten danger, that brought them their goal. Humphrey receiving it, going forward, scooping it high over the goalkeeper and into the net. Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Queen's Park Rangers 0, and the goal surely will bring this game now completely to life. Rangers, remember, with a 6-point lead over Wolves at the start of play, so it was one that Wolves couldn't afford to lose. And Burridge reacting quickly to danger in his goal mouth, but Hazel will pump it back. And now all of a sudden we have a game. Palmer. What good skill that was. Hibbett. Palmer quickly forward. This is better. Roeder's clearance. Gray onto it. This is Clark. Rangers pushing forward, looking for offside. And Clark was dispossessed, but Rudge gets back to win it. And indeed, Rangers will make a substitution. It's Clive Allen who will come off. Top scorer with 8 goals this season, despite missing a lot of matches at the start of the season. Probably not been at his best today. And his place goes to 21 years old, Northern Ireland international Ian Stewart. Man who scored that famous winning goal when the Irish beat West Germany. Matthews in trouble for a moment. So Rangers with a lot more players forward in this attack. Seeley is one of them, and a good effort. Fine save. The referee has whistled, and I think that would not have counted anyway. Rudge with the header, Gray with the touch on to Clark. Neal's interception, Eves chasing it. An awesome sight for the goalkeeper, I'm sure, but he seemed quite calm. Micklewhite in trouble. Gray with the tackle. Hibbett on. Drops for Eves. Turned nicely inside the fullback. And found Rudge. Good ball for Hibbett. Looks promising this. Dangerous looking cross. Oh, and it's in! Wolves second. Wayne Clark gets it with 74 minutes gone, but an important part was played in that goal by the 19-year-old Dale Rudge making his debut. He's entitled to smile and raise his fist. He helped the ball on to the left, and when that cross came in, it was a toss-up whether it was Roeder or Clark who'd reach it first. The Wolves man did, and that's 2-0 to Wolves. So, Wolves on their way to an important victory if they can hold on. And it will end a run of 4 successive wins for the leaders, Queen's Park Rangers. So Rangers have got to try something very, very quickly now. Just quarter of an hour remaining, and they're 2 down. Fair challenge by Hibbett on Fenwick. Here's Clark. Wolves looking for a third now. The pressure off them. A 2-goal lead, much more comfortable. Palmer getting that attempted through ball all wrong. Bounced over Pender's head to Seeley. Looked for Stainrod and Pender hooked it away. This is Fenwick. Dawes. Stewart on the left. Humphrey with the interception. Gray. Eves is up with him. Clark. Hibbett trying to make ground on the left. And does so. Wolves have got a lot of men forward now. In it goes to Andy Gray. That was handball, surely. A penalty. An inexplicable handball by Ian Dawes. But as that ball was floated in towards Andy Gray, it seemed that there was no need for a handball, but a handball it was by Ian Dawes, and the referee clearly had no great decision to make. A penalty it had to be. Jeff Palmer has already scored 2 penalties this season and now has the perfect opportunity to give Wolves what would surely be a winning 3-goal lead. And an important win it could be. No problem for Jeff Palmer. Wolves fans celebrate, Dawes inconsolable, and Wolves go into a 3-0 lead. So the second division leaders surely now heading for their first defeat in 5 matches. Palmer, no problem, struck that penalty sweetly. Hucker well beaten. It's Wolves 3, Queen's Park Rangers 0. And a telephone call and a smile for Jim Barron. And so Rangers kick off again with their mission now impossible, surely. Michael White's given it away to Hibbett. Clark. Rudge beaten. Matthews. They work so hard, these Wolves players. Well, if there's an award for the back pass of the season, I think that will get it. He was actually inside the Rangers half when he thumped it all the way back to John Burridge. Gregory's header. On by Stainrod, offside. Stewart and Seeley. Ironic cheers from the Wolves fans because he missed anyway. Pender's free kick, looking for Gray and finding him. And there's Matthews. Hazel missed it. Neil didn't. Strange incident that. And Wolves keep flowing forward, but can Gray keep it in? He can. And Wolves claim and get a corner with 4 minutes to go. Palmer seems unhappy about something. I'm not sure why, because they've got the corner and it's already been taken while he hasn't been looking. And it comes to him. Here's Hibbett. Left it to Matthews. Gray. Oh, a good return ball. Good looking cross, because it comes to Clark. Good save. Pender back in. And Rangers survive. And here goes Stewart at the other end, and he's round the first defender. But couldn't finish. Action at both ends with only 3 minutes remaining. The ball played quickly through. Stewart in between the 2 defenders, showing good pace. But as he lifted it over the goalkeeper, it went over the bar as well. Stewart again. Here's Pender. Now then, Clark chasing it. And wins the throw. Roeder forced to concede it. And Clark in a good position, and a good return ball for Gray. Gray again. Here's Rudge. Hazel's tackle. And he's really battling away, and he wins the corner. He can look back on his first ever appearance in the Wolves' first team match with great satisfaction. Dale Rudge had a part in one of the goals and has battled along well and looked a good player throughout. Hazel's header. Now what's Palmer going to do here as everybody chases out towards him? He's going to do exactly the right thing. What a good ball. Hibbett. In towards Clark. Hazel tackled him. It came to Dodd. And it's gone in. A curious way to score. But it really doesn't matter when you've taken a 4-0 lead. A minute to go. And Dodd's persistence paid off as the ball was lifted through to him. The first shot was good enough to earn a goal. It came back off the goalkeeper and ricocheted back into the net. 0-0 at half-time, but it's going to be, by the looks of things, 4-0 at full-time, with less than a minute to go. Queen's Park Rangers have been comprehensively beaten. The heaviest defeat of the season on the way. And Wolves continue their high-scoring record here at Molineux. Have now scored 26 goals in 10 home matches, and that's why these supporters keep turning up. Nearly 15,500 here today, above the average, as Steinrod attempts to rescue something, but Pender denies it. Over Clark's head to Hazel. Rangers desperate for any kind of consolation now. Micklewhite. Straight to Rudge, who's played well and played an important part in this Wolves win. Here's Seeley. Lifted in towards Steinrod. Difficult ball for the defender. And Pender, grateful to see Burridge going down so quickly. We're now into time added on. 4-0 victory for Wolves. Goals by Humphreys, Clark, a penalty by Palmer, and Dodd with a little help from Peter Hucker. Dale Rudge, the latest Wolves debutant. And strange to think that in the sunshine of August, Wolves were almost dead and buried as a club.
But they're not, and as we've seen, there's fresh growth coming through on the field too. Dale Rudge and others are emerging and learning quickly alongside Kenny Hibbett in his 15th year at Wolves and playing as well as ever, inspiring and appreciating youngsters like Dale, whose performance, seen from an interesting camera angle, illustrates his awareness and the speed at which he recognises and exploits an opportunity.
Drops for Eves. Turned nicely inside the fullback and found Rudge. Good ball for Hibbett. Looks promising, this. Dangerous looking cross. Oh, and it's in! Wolves second. Wayne Clark gets it. But an important part was played in that goal by the 19-year-old Dale Rudge making his debut. He's entitled to smile and raise his fist.
I thought it was a superb performance from him. He's come into a big game. It was a very important game for us. It was a 6-pointer today. And I know that he's had butterflies last night, and even in training yesterday morning, he looked a little bit serious about things. But he came today, got changed. We had a word with him. All the boys sort of wishing him all the best. And as soon as he got on the pitch, he was Dale Rudge. I mean, 2 or 3 weeks ago, he was training in the gym, and I said to Jim Barr, I said, this boy looks pretty good to me. And he said, who? I said, this guy here. And today he went out and proved me right, and I thought it was a terrific game. And if he keeps it going, who knows, he's going to take some moving.
I think you owe him a Christmas drink for all that. He's become your public relations officer.
I think I'll employ him after this.
Well, Dale, of course, Wolves is a club steeped in history. I wonder how much you knew about it before you actually came here.
Before I come, like you mean before I was an apprentice? I was on the terraces when I was a kid watching Kenny. And
You really were a fan then, were you?
yeah, when any time I could come, I'd come, yeah. Except we'd playing on Saturdays, any midweek game, I could watch Kenny and John Richards and Dugan.
You're not telling me Kenny was your favourite player now.
He was one of my favourites. I had quite a few in them days.
Because you live not far from the ground, don't you?
Just down the road, also, about a mile away.
He might be challenging you for your place one day.
Well, if he can knock me out of the side, good luck to the guy, and I say good luck to anybody who can take the shirt off me. But I'll fight. I'll keep wearing that shirt as long as my legs keep going, you know. And if they can take it off me, then good luck to the boys.
A challenge from an old warrior.